So, when it comes to sleep, it's incredibly important. The most single important thing you can do in recovery is fixing your sleep. Now, I had one of the worst sleeping patterns possible. I was going to bed. I couldn't get to sleep in the early hours of the morning. At best, I could get to sleep at about 3 a.m. That's when I could finally sleep. But sometimes my sleeping pattern was so bad that I'd be up until 7 in the morning and sleeping during the day and getting up at like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, and then I'd keep doing this pattern. And I'd done that for years. My sleeping pattern was constantly changing, out of rhythm, a complete mess. So when it came to my recovery program that I did this time, I read up on something that just made common sense to me, and that was just living with the sun, which people will have done for thousands of years, and going to bed with the sun and getting up with the sun. So what I did was I removed the blinds in my room. I took them off so that I would see the sun as soon as it came up, and I would see the sun as soon as it's going down. I wouldn't try and cover my blinds to keep the sun out and everything like that. So for me, where my bed is, there's right where my head is, there's a window that lets the light in, so I'd always have light on my face as soon as the sun was rising. And this really helps my insomnia and fixing my sleeping pattern, because along with everything else, of course, but just getting my sleeping pattern just on track. It was horrific in the first few weeks because I wasn't getting much sleep at all, and eventually it's something that paid off for me because my body started to adapt to its natural rhythm again. So this is again something you may want to look into. Like my last video, I talked about the hot baths and the hot detox baths and the technology. This is just another thing that you need to sort out. And sleep, you're going to get the most bang for your buck, the most benefit from fixing your sleep over anything else. I would say diet comes as a close second, but nothing beats sleep. Sleep is when so much happens. I can't recommend enough Sean Stevenson's book and podcast. Personally, I've only really listened to the podcast, but everything that he said there just made so much sense, and he has spent a ton of research looking into this. So this is something you need to focus on. And for me, removing my blinds and making sure that my body was exposed to light first thing in the morning, I feel it benefit me. I'm not the most scientifically educated person when it comes to all these things I'm recommending to you. It's just, for me, I just try to use my common sense. I was like, yeah, that kind of sounds like it would probably benefit my body in getting back into the natural rhythm. I didn't go on the Google Fest rampage trying to find scientific evidence to show that I should do this. I just did it and experimented, and the results were what proved it to me. So that's again something you might want to look into, guys. Yeah, so I'm just getting loads of videos out on all these different little topics that I did. Again, I want to do a disclaimer. I'm not saying that removing my blinds recovered me from severe chronic illness. I'm saying it's another thing in the arsenal of things that you do to change your life. And fixing your sleep has a huge impact on every area of your life and recovery. There's so many people out there now that have changed their diet, they're changing all these different things, seeing a psychologist, whatever, and their sleep's bad. They feel like they're just stagnant, they're not changing, and they get frustrated. It's important not to go back to a bad diet just because you're frustrated, but you have to understand is that without sleep, you really aren't going to see those changes you want to see. It really is the most important thing. Getting deep, regenerative sleep. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next video.